What's up guys, hope you're doing well. Today I'm bringing you a new program. I know it's been a while, but hey, this is my new program that I'm going to be running for a while. So the program name, I just called it Soul Eater because why not? And as always, the objective is an arm and back priority program because that's like the areas I feel I need to grow the most. Not because they're lagging muscles, but because of my structure. As many of you know, if you have been following the channel for a while. The split, because we don't do legs, is an upper 5 times a week. What we're going to be doing is emphasizing flexibility, high effort per set, and time effectiveness. We're going to be using what I call flowing supersets, which is basically saying, hey, you pair a push, a pull, and then the isolation exercises. And let's just say you have two pushes or two pulls in the same superset. You first do one, the main one, and when you run out of volume to pair up with the rest of the superset, you move on to the second pull or push. That's basically the concept of a flowing superset. It just simplifies the process of writing the program instead of saying, oh, well, yeah, you pair up the push-ups, and once you run out of volume, you move on to the pike push-ups. And to do that with every single time I have to use it, I think it makes more sense to just call it a flowing superset, and that's it. Then we have BFTs, which are beyond failure techniques that we are going to be using, especially for isolations. So this program came to be for the main reason that I have been running a similar program to this, but the issue was that the program was too high volume per session. I had a lower frequency and I focused too much on doing a high volume per session, especially for the back and the chest. And then I realized that, hey, I don't train legs, I can spread it out, and it's not going to be an issue if I fluctuate volume correctly. That means that if I target the chest really hard on one session and I barely touch my shoulder volume, I can do the opposite on the next session and I'm going to be just fine, because I also tend to recover pretty well from my workouts, even if I go pretty hard on them. This is especially true with my arms, which have been conditioned to basically get blasted with volume every single session. So as you can see, the split is going to be an upper 5 times a week, and we're going to be alternating between black days and red days. And originally on Saturday, we were going to have a BFR day in which I just did arms with BFR as a sort of active recovery slash feeder workout. But then I ended up deciding not to do it, to basically keep the volume low and to make sure that I'm pushing myself on every single set. So also the fact that because I'm going to have a lower volume per session, I'm going to be able to keep myself time efficient and focused throughout the workouts, because I think I'm not the only one that when they start the session, they're really focused, they start doing the exercises with a lot of effort, but then the second superset comes around and you're like, god dang it, I gotta finish this shit. And then usually at the end, that's where I usually had I actually stopped doing arm days for a while because of this reason. When the third superset, which was arms usually, came to deal with, I was like, man, I'm so tired, I want to leave, and I would usually just do 2 sets instead of the 3 to 4 usual sets that I would do if I had an arm day. So that made me realize, hey, I want big arms, right? I want a big back. So I had to make them a priority. And if I need to do presses before to warm up the elbows, to do the ring extensions and the pelican curls, well, I'm going to do less volume per session and just spread it out throughout the week. I don't have to do obligatory 3 sets per movement pattern per session. Okay, so that's when I came with the idea to make this program. It's very similar to previous programs that I have run, because overall I think I managed to find my ideal split and I just change it with the occasion and with the right context. So let's begin. First we have Monday, which is lats focused. We're going to be alternating between lats and yoke, lats being the lats and yoke being the rhomboids, the traps, the rear delts. We're going to be focused more on that on Tuesdays, and on Mondays we're going to mainly be focused on the lats, so vertical pull and horizontal pull, basically. So on Monday we start off with, also we have arm days every single day. It's just that arms A is a little lighter, is a little heavier, sorry, than arms B. Arms B is like more joint friendly, if you will, and also the volume on arms B is not the same as arms A, not in terms of quantity, but in terms of quality. You're going to see what I mean in just a second. So the same goes with the lats and yoke thing. The same goes with chest and shoulders. And then we have neck and abs. So it's very important that if you're on the big neck, you really train it, because it is similar to the calves and the forearms in the sense that those are muscle groups that are basically designed to be used constantly. And the neck, although when you first start training it directly, it grows a lot. When that is settled in, you start to, get slower gains in the neck area, you need to up the frequency. First of all, to keep the joint integrity, stability, to also help the connective tissue with the constant blood flow, and also to accumulate enough volume without overdoing it, because the neck gets tired really fast. So that's one thing. And the abs, hey, I want abs, of course, as many of us do. It's just that it's a pain in the ass to work it constantly, and it's a pain in the ass to work it on one single session, like on a pro split, for example. You have a calves and abs day, I think. I rather have 2 sessions where I do a total of 6 hard sets of leg raises and call it a day, because as many of you know, ring extensions are actually quite core intensive. So indirectly, I am working the core a lot with the ring extensions. And as you can see by the program, on the days that I don't work abs, I am working with the ring extensions. So it is a way of indirectly working the abs, and also having a dedicated session to work the abs, if that makes sense. And also on Wednesday, we have L-sit chin-ups, which we're going to see, which is an L-sit. I'm going to be working the abs as well. So I have a lot of ab work. It's just that it's hidden throughout the program outside of the 2 sessions where I actually do it. So now let's begin with the first day, which is Monday. We have a flowing superset, which starts off with 1 arm chin up on rings, and it can be either band or finger assisted. Currently, I'm digging a lot the band assisted 1 arm chin ups, just because I can regulate the strength curve by pulling harder or to a lesser degree on the band. So I can sort of manipulate the strength curve to make it more lengthened bias, which is really brutal. And on the days I feel my joints pretty beat up, I can make it more concentric focus than it already is. So it ends up like working towards making the program more joint friendly overall and preventing overuse. I pair that up with RTO push-ups, leaning forward. That's what the arrow symbolizes. 2 sets of 6 to 8. RTO push-ups leaning forward in a pseudo planche style fashion. It's just that when you push up, you push back instead of forward, because it's like really awkward to do once you actually do it. And I also do it on a high decline, which would be a high incline if we were talking about weight terms, right? It's 2 sets, 6 to 8. I think it's a great movement to start off the week, and it wrecks the chest, not only the upper chest, but the chest as a whole. Especially if you emphasize the stretch at the bottom, I think that 2 sets is more than enough for the session. Then once I finish with the RTO push-ups, I'm going to pair the exercises with ring pike push-ups behind the neck style with just 1 set to absolute failure. So the idea with this is to push as hard as I can until I can barely get a rep. I was thinking about doing beyond failure techniques, but seeing that later we have in the session X pulls, I said, why would I do that? I'm already working the front delts pretty well with the RTO push-ups. Tomorrow I have more shoulder work, and for the side and rear delt, I have the X pulls at the end of the session. So no need there. Then the 2 isolation movements for the neck, which they're not going to be alternating like RTO push-ups and ring pike push-ups. I'm going to be doing both in the superset and not waiting until one finishes to start the other. It's going to be neck curls and neck extensions done with bands, 3 sets of 10 to 20 with the green band, and I'm soon going to be needing to up the resistance because I'm getting too strong on neck curls and neck extensions, I'm going to be honest. And I'm not buying a neck harness just because I'm not a big fan of them. So I could do neck bridges, but for now I won't, just because I got like a neck, I think it's neck contracture, something like that, a neck strain, if you will. I couldn't like turn my head because I slept poorly one day and it kept lingering for 2 weeks. So I have to be very careful for now with the neck extensions and the neck curls. But in the future, I'm going to be doing weighted neck bridges because I was doing that before going back to neck curls and neck extensions. Then the second superset is going to be arm work, which we have ring extensions and ring pushdowns. Now, this ring pushdowns thing, you might look at me and be like, what the fuck is a ring pushdown? Basically, you get on your knees, like if you were going to do a kneeling ring extension, and then you bring the rings towards you and not you towards the ring. And then you try doing an extension while trying to keep the rings in front of you. It's a mixture between a pushdown and a skull crusher, technically. But at the end of the day, it feels exactly like a pushdown and it's way less joint intensive and way less ab intensive as well. So it allows me to go beyond failure comfortably. So that's for the first exercise, 3 to 4 sets of 15 to 25 or 6 to 10, depending if I want to do it either with the feet on the floor, push-up style, or if I want to do it decline or even pike push-up style. So we have multiple ways of approaching ring extensions. Depending on the day, I'm going to change it up just to avoid joint overuse and also to properly hit the target muscle group, because sometimes you try to do the same exercise, but the same exercise doesn't feel the same way. So from time to time, it's good to do like a soft variation of the movement, which is it follows the same line of specificity, just changes maybe the angle. Think about it like having cable extensions from the pulley being all the way up or all the way down or in the middle, something like that. You just change the angle at which you do the extension, but it's still at the end of the day an extension on the rings. Then we have pelican curls, 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 20, plus 1 to 2 mechanical drop sets. Because it is a length and focus movement, you can always squeeze out a couple, extra reps if you do a mechanical drop set. For concentric focus movements, it's better to do partials. For length and focus movements, it's better to do mechanical drop sets because failure just appears out of nowhere on length and focus movements. And it's good if you pause for a second or make the exercise a little bit easier, and then you can squeeze out a couple extra reps. You can grind a little bit more. Then you have X-pulls, which is just 3 to 4 sets of 15 to 30. This exercise is glorious for the traps and the rear delts. It's like an upright row and a face pull combined. I really recommend it. It also has a really good stretch at the bottom, so highly recommend it. So that's for the first day. As you can see, we hit the lats hard with the one-arm chin-ups. We hit the shoulders, the chest, the neck, as the table indicates. So then we move on to Tuesday. We do either front lever rows or one-arm rows. I have tried weighted inverted rows. They just don't feel the same way. Like front lever rows are amazing. Everyone that has tried them loves them. And one-arm rows are special, like a guilty pleasure of mine, because they feel good. It's just that you have to be in the mood to do them because you have to be doing one arm at a time, and the position can be a little bit awkward depending on the day. Again, if you're in the mood, you do them and your upper back gets wrecked. But usually I do the front lever rows because it's just easier, more fun to do, and it also saves a bunch of time. Then we pair that up with either ring handstand push-ups or Bulgarian push-ups, both done to failure. And then we have leg raises, 3 sets of as many reps as possible. Then the second superset, as I showed you, is less intensive on the joints. Band extensions or push-downs, 3 to 4 sets of 15 to 25 or 6 to 10. Concentric strength curve and also with bands. It's going to impact your recovery way less, but it's still going to allow you to accumulate volume. And because the arms recover so fast, you're going to be able to do it just fine. Then you have reverse ring curls, 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 20 plus 1 to 2 mechanical drop sets, basically changing the exercise a little bit to target more of the brachialis and the radiobrachialis, so the forearms a little bit more, and also allowing you to feed indirectly more volume towards the bicep, because at the end of the day it's still an elbow flexion movement. And then we have inverted rows to end up destroying what remains of the traps, and it's again 15 to 30 have gotten to the point where inverted rows are basically light movement for me, even if I do it in a very high decline angle. Even if I slow down the eccentric, I'm still doing over 15 reps. So I treat it the same way I would treat ring face pulls or reverse ring curls. It's just that it's compound instead of being like an isolation type movement. So the thing here is that I treat it as a compound in the sense that I'm going to be using it to hit the target muscle groups, which is the whole back, while also having some emphasis on the traps, because at the end of the day, it's still a horizontal pull. Then we have Wednesday, which we start off with ring muscle ups, 1 to 2 sets of as many reps as possible. This is just because I like doing ring muscle ups and there's no other explanation. It's just pure enjoyment because they look fucking cool. And it is also a good mood setter for the session, I think, because then we're going to be doing L-sit pull-ups and ring dips because the rings are at the same height. 3 sets of as many reps as possible, sorry. Hitting the shoulders, the chest, the lats, the abs as well. I could do L-sit ring dips, it's just that they are a little bit awkward to do. I used to do them with the fixed bars and they're fine, but with the rings it's a hassle to do. But yeah, L-sit pull-ups and ring dips, hitting the lats like crazy with the stretch position of the, thanks to the spinal flexion, right? And with the ring dips, I mean, they're dips, like the best pushing movement out there, or at least the most complete one. Then we have neck curls, neck extensions. I could do here side extensions as well. It's just that currently I won't, just because of the neck strain that I had. But if I didn't have that neck extension, that neck strain, sorry, I would be doing side neck extensions. Then we have the second superset, in which we're going to be doing ring extensions, pelican curls, and ring rear delt flies. And the ring extensions and the pelican curls, we're going to be using reverse bands just to change a little bit the resistance curve, again, to prevent overuse, because we're training the arms every single session. And the reverse band actually allow you to be a little bit more stable, because I take into account the fact that my abs are going to be tired because of the L-sit chin-ups. Because trust me, they get a lot of work done when you're doing the L-sit chin-ups. Then we have Friday, in which we do, this is Thursday, my mistake. On Thursday, we have similar day. It's just that we changed the press to ring pikes to have a lighter vertical push. And then we have decline diamond push-ups, 1 set. This is to target instead of the chest, because we already did the ring dips, which are more chest biased than the, they're a little bit more chest biased than they are shoulder biased, right? We have more shoulder work to make up for it in the form of decline diamond push-ups, and also get some triceps work done. So, sorry for that quick cut. My cat was making a mess. So again, we are making up for the lack of volume on the shoulders with the ring dips with the decline diamond push-ups. Then we have the leg raises, and then we proceed as usual. We just change the grip of the inverted rows to just mix it up, right? Then we have the final day, which is Friday, and we have super wide grip pull-ups, 3 sets of as many reps as possible. And here I like to start off with chest to bar super wide grip pull-ups to not end up doing 20 reps. I end up just doing super wide grip pull-ups to the chest. I get 6 to 10 reps depending on the day, and then I just spam the regular super wide grip pull-ups until I can't no more, and then on the following sets I try to replicate that. Then we have Bulgarian push-ups on the rings, 2 sets, and then we have ring pike push-up behind the neck style, 1 set of as many reps as possible. Then neck curls, neck extensions, and finally we end up with lighter versions of ring extensions, which are the ring giant press to target more of the lateral and medial head, 3 to 4 sets of the movement. Ring curls, which are a lighter version of pelican curls, and then we have ring face pulls, which are ring face pulls. I mean, I don't have to elaborate a little bit anything more. So that's the program for today. As you can see, it's a very arm intensive program, and I hope this serves you to apply some things into your program, the training concepts that I have discussed. And if you have any suggestions or if you have any critiques of my program outside of train legs, because I won't, please let me know in the comments below. As always, guys, thanks for watching.